Okay, everyone. The next topic is economic aims and government policies. And economic aims basically include economic growth, controlling unemployment, controlling inflation, achieving balance of payment, favorable controlling fluctuation and exchange rate of currency, improving standard of living or economic development of the country. So coming to the questions directly, question 32 says, what is long-term advantage of economic growth? Economic growth refers to the rise in real GDP per capita of the country. So when there is economic growth, then it increases income of the people. Employment falls. This is incorrect because employment will rise. Prices rise. This is not advantage. This is disadvantage. Savings will fall. Savings may rise because if people are earning more, they will save more. So coming to question number 33, developing countries are sometimes given aid by charities and foreign governments. Which aid program would be least likely? So focus on this term, least likely, mean less important to lead to long-term economic growth. So first question is the building of an irrigation system. This will cause economic growth. This is most likely, not least likely. The construction of new airport, it can help to achieve economic growth because your connection with other countries will rise. The training of technical staff, training improves quality of workforce, and when quality of workforce increases, definitely they can help to achieve economic growth. The distribution of gifts of food. This is not basically the reason for economic growth because economic growth is rise in real GDP per capita. If you get some food gifts, and it is not anything that can cause economic growth. Question number 34 says, what would be most likely to reduce rate of inflation? So we have to find out the reason which can reduce inflation rate, mean price rise will be lesser. An increase in direct tax. Direct tax is basically the tax imposed on income of the people, and when aggregate indirect when direct tax increases, aggregate demand will fall. Suppose initially aggregate demand was this, aggregate supply was this, and price level was this. And if there is decrease in aggregate demand because of high income tax, people will be able to purchase less. So aggregate demand will shift inward and new equilibrium will take place at somewhere at this point, and price will fall to P1. So price will fall from P to P1 if there is increase in direct tax. So we need not to consult other options. Option A is correct answer. Which statement about the meaning of government economic aim is correct? Okay, so we have to find out the statement which is basically correct about government economic aims. Option A is correct answer. Economic growth means that a country's real output must rise over time. So this is the definition of economic growth, and this is true. So option A is correct answer. Now moving to question number 36. 36 is, which combination of government policies would most likely to increase the rate of growth of domestic production in the economy? So you have to find out the most likely reason. Mean all of them can be correct, but you have to find the which is most likely. And growth of domestic production, mean you want to increase economic growth and you want to increase growth of the domestic production, like local industry must produce more. And option correct option is C, an increase in subsidy to the domestic industry. When you provide subsidy, subsidy is financial help given to the private producers. So when you give subsidy to the local producers, then definitely they will be able to produce more output, and domestic production will rise. And increase in tariff. Tariff is a form of tax which is imposed on imported goods, and when you tax imported goods, then consumers will purchase less quantity of imported goods from other countries, and they will rely more on locally produced goods. So local industry will flourish this way. So option C is correct answer. It will cause more domestic, mean within the country. Domestic production is production within the country. And in 2010, the Brazilian government stated it was concentrating on making the country the world's fifth biggest economy. It means it wants to achieve economic growth by 2020 to 25, and on narrowing the gap between rich and poor in the country. So it means it is bringing more equality between the income of rich and poor. So it will be undergoing redistribution process. Generally, government what government does is government imposes progressive tax. Progressive tax is when income increases, tax rate will rise. And product progressive tax is also known as automatic stabilizer, and it reduces or narrows down the gap, income gap between the rich and poor. So these are two basically main objectives here. Okay, it wants to grow and it wants to reduce the gap between rich and poor. And what does the statement indicate were the main objectives of Brazilian government? Okay, so the main objectives of the Brazilian government are shown in option B, economic growth and redistribution of income. Redistribution of income is when government takes more taxes from the rich and redistribute them to the poor class. And this will definitely narrow down the gap between rich and poor, because rich will pay more taxes and that tax will be redistributed among the poor class, so their income gap will reduce. Question 38 says a government wishes to stimulate economic recovery. Economic recovery is here the objective. Which action will assist this? Definitely decreasing income tax. When you decrease income tax, investors will be more comfortable to invest and consumers will spend more. So aggregate demand in the country will increase, and as a result, economy will recover. All other options will basically not help to stimulate economic recovery. Okay, so question number 39 says a government reduces the interest rate to encourage economic growth. Interest rate is reduced by the government. The objective is achieving economic growth. Which other aim of the government policy might now become more difficult to achieve? Okay, so when you try to achieve economic growth by reducing interest rate, when interest rate is low, now consumers will be basically reluctant to save money in their bank account because banks are not offering good interest. Rather, they will be more inclined towards getting loans from financial institutions like banks to use these loans for spending purposes, and as a result, aggregate demand will rise. And when aggregate demand increases, no doubt economic growth is achieved, but it will cause inflation as well. So reducing inflation, the aim of reducing inflation will be difficult to achieve here. Okay, so because when aggregate demand increases, economic growth is definitely increased or achieved, but it will cause inflation, because we know that we have GDP on X, real GDP on X. This is aggregate demand. This is aggregate supply. Equilibrium price is initially P. We have price level on Y-axis, and this is the real GDP. If there is increase in aggregate demand will shift from AD to AD1. Equilibrium will move upward, price will rise to P1, and real GDP will rise to Y1. So when real GDP increases, it is called economic growth. So economic growth is achieved, but along with that, prices are increasing, so it is causing inflation. So controlling inflation, the aim of controlling inflation will be difficult here to achieve. Now moving to another question, question number 40, which would best indicate the start of an economic recession? Okay, so economic recession is when there is decline in economic activity, decline in production, increase in unemployment in the country. So option C is correct answer. Negative growth of GDP. When your GDP or output starts falling, declining, this is called economic recession. Falling interest rate, this is not the reason for economic recession, because when interest rate is falling, more investors will be willing to invest more money in the bank, more money in businesses by getting loans from the banks. So it will stimulate economic growth instead of causing economic recession. Economic recession is basically downfall in the economy. Option B is fluctuating levels of employment. This is not correct. This might be, but this does not best indicate steadily increasing price levels. If price levels are increasing, it is not compulsory that economic recession will be caused, because price level might be rising because of higher aggregate demand. When there is higher aggregate demand in the country, prices will rise definitely, and economic growth is also achieved, and it will not cause economic recession. Okay, so this topic contains 40 questions, and I discussed with you the last 8-10 questions. And if you want to do further questions, then you can get this book from the market, and I will give you the link for getting it online. and each question has been answered at the end of this topic. So this is it for today's class. See you tomorrow. Thank you.